As we wrap up the first semester, my goal in this video is to help you look ahead to what's coming in practicum next quarter, which specifically is the service project. As we do that, I want to remind you of the goal that we are pursuing in the practicum, which is to equip you to understand and redemptively respond to problems in the world. And you have shifted as you've worked on your papers from understanding to proposing a redemptive response. And now you're going to have an opportunity to put that thinking into action with the service project. So let's do a quick look back at what you have done so far. So in first quarter, your work focused on identifying a problem, connecting it to the presence of sin in the world, using that problem to formulate a research question, finding sources that relate to that question, and then your work of first quarter really culminated in formulating a response to your research question, which was your argument. Then in second quarter, you built on that through conversations with faculty members or through your site visit. You refined your argument and then supported it with research, and right now you're in the midst of the revision process. So as we look ahead to quarter three, the focus of this quarter will be the service project, and here are the learning targets. You're going to propose a redemptive response to a problem. Sounds like something that you've already done, but in this time, it's going to include some actions that you personally can take to respond to the problem. And then as you carry out your project, you're going to set goals, you're going to coordinate with other people and manage your time to complete a project. And then finally, you're going to reflect on your learning. So I'm going to walk you through how to begin thinking about your service project, leading up to how to make your formal proposal of a service project to your practicum teacher. Some places where you might want to start include your argument. So you have proposed already a response of what a certain group of people should do about your problem. Are you a part of that group of people? Would be one thing worth asking. Or is there any part of your argument that you personally can put into action? So that's something for you to consider. You might also want to think about your community or the various communities that you're a part of and your spheres of influence. That might help you think of some project ideas. And then you also want to be thinking about the needs that you're aware of related to your problem. What are the different things that groups of people need because this problem exists? So that's going to help you generate some ideas. Once you've done that, some ways to evaluate your ideas are with these questions. So first of all, you want to think about, does your project idea help another person or a group of people with a specific need? So does it actually provide something that's going to be helpful? If you're thinking about volunteering or partnering with another organization, you want to think about whether your idea really participates in the work that they are already doing to bring about restoration in this area. And then just kind of a baseline question, does your project idea involve taking action in some way to respond to your problem? So those are some things to consider as you evaluate and refine your ideas. You might be thinking about how the service project is going to be impacted by COVID, and we'd like to offer a couple of suggestions that allow you to do the kinds of things that seniors before you have done, but in a way that is safe. So if you were planning on holding a meeting or a series of meetings, you might want to consider using Zoom. If you are looking for a way to share information or to get information to a specific audience, you might want to make a video. It's important, though, not just to make a video, but to have a specific audience with a need in mind and to think about how you're going to get that video to that group of people. If you were thinking about an idea that involves gathering volunteers, that's not impossible, but you will want to consider some basic COVID protocols, masking, social distancing, avoiding serving food or other things that would raise the risk level. So our goal is that you can still find a way to put your ideas into action, but in a way that is safe for you and for everyone else who is involved. And if you have some questions about that, feel free to reach out to me or to your practicum teacher. We'd be happy to help you think through some creative adaptations to your project ideas. So once you have an idea that you're ready to propose, there are several forms on Classroom. You are only going to fill out one of them based on the kind of project that you are proposing. So volunteering is pretty self-explanatory. The difference between an off-campus and on-campus project is really who your target audience or target population is. So if you are doing something that serves or involves a community outside of AACS, that would be an off-campus project. If there's something that serves or involves the AACS community, that is an on-campus project. So let me show you those forms on Classroom that you will be filling out. So right now, these will be posted as a material because you're actually going to turn them in on your second semester Google Classroom. So if you want to get started before the new semester, you're welcome to make a copy of the form and start working, but they won't actually post with a copy made for you until next semester. So the 3 forms have some common features. I'm going to walk you through the Often on-campus project forms first because they're the most similar. So these are asking you to identify a need, to talk about where you see it, what you plan to do, whom you will be serving, what you hope to accomplish, and who you'll need to partner with. The on-campus project form asks you specifically who on the AACS campus where you're planning to work will you need to partner with in order to make your project happen. The volunteering form has a similar set of questions just about the organization and what they do. Then all 3 forms require some level of approval. This volunteering form requires you to get approval from the organization. The off-campus project form requires approval from any organization that you are working with. And the on-campus project has the most involved approvals with administrators or other AACS staff whose approval is needed for your project. And your practicum teacher will help you think through who that is. All 3 forms have a timeline of tasks to be completed, and then the final page of all 3 forms is your second site visit proposal. So you're proposing 2 options for your spring site visit. So you will be completing that as part of this process as well. Okay, just a few more practical things. One really strong recommendation from your practicum teachers is that if you're trying to contact organizations, use the phone. Don't email. You will get a response if you use the phone. So if you are unsure as to how to do that, I've reposted the site visit preparation form where you can really make yourself a script for a phone call or for a voicemail and use that to contact organizations. Okay, the last thing I want to talk you through is the assignments that will make up your 3rd quarter grade. So before you do your project, you're going to complete a proposal and your second site visit proposal and turn that in. That will be due Monday, February 8th at 8 a.m. As you work on your project, so once your project is approved, as you work on it, you'll be filling out a service project journal along the way where you'll be tracking everything that you do with some evidence that you'll be able to submit at the end to show what you did and also potentially use in your presentation, and some reflections on what you've learned that will then feed into your final service project reflection, which your mentor will grade when you submit it at the end of the quarter. So again, what you're doing right now is just working back through those initial steps of generating your ideas and thinking about whether they meet some of these qualifications, and then your actual proposal will be due on Monday, February 8th.